Man, it's been a minute since I've recorded a video. But anyway, so let's just get right to it. So, it's been a minute that I've recorded this video. I've recorded a video on this camera, but anyway, just wanted to hop on here, set up the camera, to talk to you guys about certain things. Cause with me lately, I'm very positive and stuff. But there's a lot of things going on around here, and in today's human society world that I want to talk about. So I'm gonna do what I can not to. This is gonna be like uncut, unedited, because with me, we all mess up, and we all mess up, or we either stumble words or certain things. So I'm just kind of keep this as unedited, uncut as possible. Hope not to cut anything out or do any of that sort. I'm just going to keep this straight, uncut, unedited, so you can see even when I mess up, see the rebound, and not have to cut and be like, people don't think, oh, I'm cutting out certain things or certain information or this, that, or the other. So let me just firstly formally reintroduce myself. My name's Colin. I'm a runner, I'm a lifter. I also am, a hardworking person. I work at a full-time job. I also have a couple side projects I'm working on. I'm also with one of them being Unbeatable with my friend Lee, and then I also got a couple other things. I want to say, doing certain projects outside of just my main realm, gathering information and collecting and gathering information, gaining my knowledge and stuff. And I'm a very high energetic, high positive guy, or I should say hyper energetic and very high positive guy. Like, I'm always positive, and even in certain situations where things are bad, I try to keep a high positive. I keep it positive. I try to be positive even when things are negative. But there's certain things, like I said, going on that certain topics I like to stay away from. But also, before I get into that, I also want to for me, I kind of want want you guys to get to know the real me. For me, starters, for one, not the type of person who talk. I talk a lot. But usually, if I don't know certain people, I tend to just not talk to certain people. For me, I don't talk. I talk, but I also don't talk. If that makes sense, I talk a lot. If I know you a lot enough, I'll talk. I could talk someone's ear off, and I could talk to this camera, like I said, which I'm gonna do. There's probably gonna be a very long video, so if you can't bear with this. But I'm a person who likes to talk a lot, but also not talk as much. I'm more of an observer, someone who likes to observe. And hey, can you let go? I'm trying to make a video here. Yes, and you're interrupting. You're being rude. Go lay down. Go that way. Go that way. Anyway, so love the dog. Yeah, I got her my big German Shepherd's here, named Mia. Love the dog. But anyway, like I said, not gonna edit, uncutting. Like I said, not doing any of that. But anyway, I'm a type of guy who likes to observe people, study people, to see what they're doing with life, see what they're doing with themselves, see if they're making their life better, see if they're the type of person who are actually putting the work and committing to the work and not letting excuses or negativity get in the way, or they're the type of person who just makes excuses and lets negativity and all these other certain things get in the way as to why they can't succeed. I'm the type of guy who doesn't like to talk as much certain times. Sometimes I just like to keep things quiet and peaceful. But other times I like to be I like to talk to people, like to you know, what's that word? Trying to think. This is where, like I said, not gonna cut or edit. So I like to, you know, gather, or what's that word I'm trying to look for? I feel like I can't think of the word, but then later down the road I'm gonna think of it. So I like to socialize with other people. That's the word, socialize. I like to socialize with other people. You know, get to know people, socialize, and get to see, get to know them, and their backstory, and where and how, where they're coming from and how they came about. Can you leave, please? May you leave, please? I don't know why, is every time I record or do anything, this dog just likes to get in my way and wants to be an attention seeker. She doesn't know when to go away when I'm trying to, lock in and be busy. But anyway, love her to death. Mia. Oh, go lay down. Go lay down, please. Go lay down. That way. Go lay down, please. I love you, but you gotta lay down. Okay, like I said, not gonna cut or edit. I may cut and edit some of this Mia's dog interruptions, but I'm gonna try to not cut or edit any of the talking points I'm trying to make here. But anyway, so as I was saying, I'm someone who likes to observe, study people, and tries to see, what they're doing with their life. I'm not much to judge. Granted, everyone judges other people, but at the same time, I don't feel like when people judge, I feel like people don't know where certain people are coming from. Everyone has a backstory and a reason, and as to why they are where they are, whether it's the highest of highs or the lowest of lows. Everyone has a backstory. Everyone has a reason as to why they are where they are. The ones who are at the lowest of lows, yes, it's gonna be hard and it's gonna be difficult. But you gotta stay positive, even in a situation where things are bad or negative. You just gotta find something that's positive and just go with it. Even with those who are at the highest of highs, that don't be that person who brags and says I'm better than you, or I'm too good for you. Like, instead of bragging and putting people down, why don't you lift another person up and guide them and give them pointers and tips of what they could do to make their life better, and not just be this person of being like, oh, I'm so better, I'm so good, I don't need to help. I don't need to help you. You're below my level. No, don't be that guy. Don't be that person that is just disrespectful and doesn't want to help other people. Try to lift them up and guide them, and give them pointers and tips of how to be successful. Like be that guiding light. Be that person. When you walk in a room, the light. Your presence is just so nice. It's so positive and energetic. People, be the person that people want to see more of than the person that people want to see less of. If that makes sense. If you know what I mean. But bring me to my main second point, or should I get to that, or should I leave that for third? So you know what? Nah, I'll do the main second point, because I feel like this is probably a very important topic, and it's a very hot topic and very messy topic, and this is one for me I'm sensitive to talk about, because I'm not one to talk about it, because I don't judge, or I don't base my life on people's views and standpoints. And that's politics. And like I said, for me, this is not a topic I like to get into. It's like dirty laundry. It's child's play. I know some people, may disagree with things I say, whatever. But you know what? That's fine, because I'm not the type of guy who's going to, judge people based on their political beliefs. I mainly base my focal point and my base mainly on what we can agree on, and what I believe people should be better doing. But in politics, like I said, there's a lot of politics. Like, this is a hot, messy topic. Like I said, I always say it's child's play because it's a bunch of people, bunch of adults that bicker and argue and they bicker, argue, and complain a lot about certain things, certain scenarios. Yeah, I may not know everything, certain scenarios of politics. Granted, I've been gaining knowledge and trying to research more, like literally research some more stuff on it. Like, I'm not one to base my life and base my judgment on people on their political beliefs, because for many reasons, and I'm gonna get to those reasons in a minute. But I don't I don't talk politics as much because I just don't like it. It's negative. It just it gets in the way, and it's emotional. It's an emotional thing, and I don't base I don't base my life on emotions as much. I don't like being emotional. I'm a very great guy. If I have to take emotions out, I'll do it in a different way. But the reasons, I don't get into politics is, for one, because family division and friends. Like, it's so much division. It breaks up families. It breaks up relationships, bondships, and other people, because people always judge people judge other people based on their politics. Sorry, I'm kind of just I'm just trying to get my thoughts gathered as I'm trying to talk. So if I kind of, if things don't make sense, or if there's certain things that, like, I talk about that I can't think about, yeah, just bear with me. Like I said, I'm gonna unedit and uncut it, because, like I said, I feel like the only way I learn from mistakes and flaws is for other people to see it, and then also for me, I can catch it as I'm like editing this. Well, not much edit, but I'm just gonna catch on and then be like, okay, this is what I need to do better on. This is what I'm doing good, and this is what I need to improve on. So for me, not only is this a video that I don't even know what to title this video, but this is I guess kind of a lesson learned video, not just for me, but for all of you. But yeah, politics breeds division in families and friends and other people that Like, there's been people that, like, even I've heard other people say that they've either cut ties with certain family members or friends, or even broken marriages, or even broken up relationships because of politics, and because people can't they can't agree to disagree. They just have one belief, or they have their narrative figured out, and they think they got everything correct, and when in reality they don't. And I think there's a lot of people that don't do enough research to know what's going on. They just tend to believe whatever they're told, when they shouldn't believe what they're being told, whether it's from the mainstream media or certain people that they admire. It's like, don't take political advice from other people. Do your deep dive research. Actually look it up. Actually, figure it out. Like, don't just assume things, and don't just assume because this certain person is correct that everything they say is going to be right. It's not. Every human in this earth make errors and mistakes. But you know how you get better? You learn. And reason number 2 for I don't get into politics is there's a lot of side choosing. A lot of people choose sides. It's like, it's messy. Like, I don't choose sides. Like, what side are you on, or who do you vote for? Like, politics for me is irrelevant. It's irrelevant to me, because I don't base my judgment on people on their political beliefs. I base my life on other people based on what they do, their actions that they take, the steps they're doing to become successful in life. And also, and also staying disciplined and committed to their work and their self drive to become better as a person, even when they make a mistake and or they fail. Are you willing to get yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving, even when that mistake happened? Are you willing to come back from it? Are you the type of person that you're not gonna define yourself as, you're not gonna define your whole self as with the mistakes that you make? Or I'm trying to base it words better on that, but don't be somebody who defines other people just based on their mistakes that they made and errors that they make. Everyone makes mistakes and errors. That's what makes us human. We have to become better. It's like the saying. It's like there's certain phrases. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's not about. It's almost like a Rocky quote, but it's not about getting hit. It's not about taking hits. It's how hard can you get hit and get back up and keep fighting even when things aren't going your way. Like, are you willing enough to go back, reevaluate your mistake, and then come back better than the mistake you made? With politics, it's irrelevant to me. Like, who I voted for and everything, irrelevant. I don't base my life on politics. It's a mess, dirty laundry. I don't like that topic. I don't like politics. It's messy. It's a hot topic, yes, but do I like it? No. Why? Because it's a mess. There's too much going on, too many people bickering, arguing, too much division. I feel like people today just need to, stop bickering and arguing, and instead of just, going out and just, protesting is good only if there's a solution. There's people out there protesting, holding up, wasting time, going on a corner of the street, holding their picket signs, risking their life, just to claim their point. But at the same time, are you even being productive? Like, are you being productive with your time, or are you just wasting your time doing something that you could be doing, that when you could be doing something else that morally focuses on personal gain, making your life better and excelling and succeeding and being better? Are you focusing on that, or are you just type of person who's going to let your selective emotional outrage get the best of you and make these dumb decisions, and then in the end could potentially cause you to lose your life because of the fact that you decided that you wanted to do something so burger brained that it can cost your life? And like I said, I know my friend touched on this, but Minneapolis, I know with all those 2 deaths, yes, those deaths weren't great. They shouldn't have happened. But could there have been more things to prevent that from happening? Yes. But the decisions that they make were the decisions that they made. And at the end, yeah, it cost them a life. And like I said, I'm not morally focused, or I'm not strong on the politics. I've been doing research on it, but at the same time, it's just information that I'm learning as I go. And like I said, I don't base my life on politics. And you're gonna hear this 1,000 times from me. And I don't care what side you're on, or who you lean with, or who you're against. But I feel like at the end of the day, people who are in politics, they're humans too. And I feel like there's a lot of these people who have in politics that have egos, and let their egos get the best of them just because they're higher than certain people. They think they can just stomp them down. No, we're all humans. Like, there are certain lessons that even politicians have to learn too. But there's certain politicians that they don't think they need lessons to be taught because they think they're not human. Yes, you are. You were born. You're a human. You are not a person above. There's only one person that's above, and that is the man above, watching down on us. And someday he's gonna come down, and and it may be over for us, but there's no there's no one person being higher or more powerful than the other. We're all equal. We're all the same person. We're all the same human. We all come from different backgrounds, different life situations, scenarios, upbringings, even if it's cultural. Like we're all different. We all come from different types of things, but we all have the same exact mind goal, and that is to be successful. And people who hate and doubt people to become successful, those who are trying to bring other people down and be negative and try to spread hate, and people who hate success are the ones who are never going to succeed because they're going to be too emotionally outraged, too indulgent in emotions, that they're not even going to realize that they're not going to succeed. And if they don't realize that now, they're never going to realize it. If they're not somebody who could look in the mirror, take self-accountability for their own actions, and take action and become better as a person, they're never going to learn. Like if they can't take lessons, then they're never going to learn a lesson, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm gathering information as I'm thinking, just trying to gather my thoughts, get my ducks in a row. So like I said, unedited as much as I can. But I think, like I said, we're all humans. We all make human errors, but that shouldn't mean we should hate them just because, because we hate them for, whatever they did. Like, yeah, we all have done some messed up things in life, but should that define us or define who we are today? No. We should learn and become better from that. We should all learn from our own mistakes, past, present. Like I said, it shouldn't define us. If we're able to learn and become better and bounce back from our mistakes and what we did and the actions we took, then people are gonna be inspired by that. It's like, yeah, I've come down from the lowest of lows. I was at one point in this situation, but you know what? Instead of whining, complaining, and making excuses and feeling sorry for myself, I decided to, I'm gonna pick myself up. I'm gonna dust myself off, and I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep driving. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna not stop. I'm gonna learn from it. I'm gonna become better from it, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna become successful. And you know what? If there's other people that wanna, follow my story and want to, follow along my journey and, in my dream to become successful, and then by all means, come first, come on over. Like if you want to be a part of my success, or if you are the type of person that, wants to come be part of my success, but then eventually wants to excel on their own, go ahead. Like that's with me. I could talk about this all day long. Like I may have to make a separate video, but I could try to talk as much as I can on it. But with me, I'm a type of person who wants success within everybody. Me, I always say every person has a potential and a chance to become successful in life. Everyone has it. I could see potential in you before you could even see the potential in yourself. Like that you could become great and successful. People just don't see it because they're too blind and too indulgent to their emotions that they can't even see the potential they have within themselves. Like you have to look in the mirror to see the potential in yourself and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong, and what do I need to do to fix it, and what steps should I take in order to fix it to become successful. And like I said, I focus my main focal point on life, in not politics, but life. What are you doing with your life? What steps are you taking? Are you disciplined? Are you committed to taking the action even when things go bad or don't go your way? Are you willing to become, or are you committed enough to keep going and keep pushing and keep driving even when life gets hard, even when life throws punches at you? Are you willing to take the hit and keep going? Are you the type of person, or are you the type of person who's just going to keep being negative and making excuses and downing other people just because your life isn't getting any better. Like, what is it? But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I have to say. Like I said, I'm not even reading on a script. Like, if people want to try to judge and say, oh yeah, I was reading off script, guess what? My phone was off this whole time. I didn't even have it. I just pulled it out of my pocket. So you can't tell me that I'm reading off a script or that I'm just reading off of something. There's nothing behind me. There's no prompter telling me, oh yeah, I'm gonna say that, or telling me what I should say or what I shouldn't say. No. And you want to prove it? Here, I can even turn the camera around. See, nothing here. So for anybody who wants to try to hate on that, well, I just cleared it up for you. So I just proved your bluff, your hate comments. So, but yeah, I'm trying to gather my thoughts before, before I end this. But I feel like this was a main talking point. It's for me. I kind of like, try to get certain things off my chest a little bit, things that have been bothering me, because like I said, I just think, people today, I feel like they just don't understand that, you can become successful, you can become a great person if you work hard enough and you discipline yourself enough to do it, and you're committed even when you don't succeed, or if you, I should say not succeed, but if you don't succeed on the first attempt or fail on the first try, keep getting up, keep fighting, keep pushing back. And yeah, and like I said, I wanted to get the politics too, because like I said, my politics isn't my main strong focal point. I'm not very strong on the subject of politics, as I do keep researching and keep finding more information, gather and collect information, but I'm not somebody who gets on and judges people based on their political beliefs, because like I said, that's irrelevant to me. I don't care. And like I said, I feel like people should realize that the less you care about the people's political beliefs, well, I should say less, I wouldn't say like less political beliefs, but I feel like the less people bicker and argue other people based on the political beliefs, if we can have a sit down, like a table, sit down discussion conversation and talk about it, and being willing to agree to disagree, and just at the end of the day, if things go good, it's like, hey, we live and learn together. We lived and learned. I can't speak. We both learned something new today. That yeah, we both have political viewpoints, but at the same time, this shouldn't be the reason why we should not be friends, or or break up, or why we should cut each other off family wise or marriage. Shouldn't be the reason why we get a divorce, or even boyfriend girlfriend, why we shouldn't not the reason why we should break up. Like, there's more reasons, but like I said, we can all agree to disagree. And it's like, if you, at the end of the day, if things don't go well, and like if you guys still can't agree on it, then it's like, what, hey, we may not agree on this focal or this viewpoint, but you know what, let's stick to what we agree on and what we both love and are compassionate about doing in our life. Like, that's the thing with people. People should find a different focal point. Don't base your focal point on politics. Base it off of something, or base it off the reason why you guys became friends, or in the first place, or friends, or whatever. Base it on what got you to meet each other in the first place, whether it's sports, or maybe a marching band, or theater, or things that you guys love and are compassionate about. Base it on that. Forget the politics. Like, don't let the people who are professionals, who know about politics, who have based their whole life on it, let them deal their focal points. And then if you want more information, you could do your research and also ask a person who is a kind of a pro at politics, who knows politics better than you, let them tell you, like, let them, be like, you know what, here, let me, come on over, let me show you my resources, let me show you my sources, let me tell you something about this. And like I said, be somebody who, be someone you can lead by example. Be somebody that, even when you mess up, like, be a leader, pick them up and be like, hey, let me lead you to become successful. Let me show you things. Find something that you're good at. Find something that you're truly inspired, or find your true aspiration in something that you just love to do, that you love to grow, that your mindset is just like, I'm focused on this because I love it so much and I don't want it to go away. Like, find your true calling and stick to it and do it so much that other people want to be you. Whether it's me, like running, or fashion, or theater, or football, or a professional basketball player, football player, NHL player, whatever. Be that person to lead by example, and be the person that doesn't judge other people based on certain things, whether it's politics, religion, ethnicity, none of that. Like, this shouldn't be a divisional thing to begin with. We are all human. Doesn't matter what color you are, where you came from, and how you were upbringed in life. We all have different stories and different ways we were taught about life. But at the same time, some teachers need to be taught too. And also masters, teachers, masters, whatever, professionals. Sometimes they need lessons too, because at the end, we all are learning as human beings. We are all here to learn, and we all make mistakes. That's what makes us human. And you know what? We shouldn't base our focal point on stuff that are negative and that just cause negativity, whether it's division or any of that stuff. Be somebody who mainly focuses on what got you to where, or I should say, what made you friends, or what got you guys closer together as family, friends, or even boyfriend, girlfriend. What got you to like that person to begin with, or marriage. What got you to like them so much to where you want to marry them in the long run. What focus on that and not on the negativity. Now, it's sometimes you have to talk about it, but at the same time, you shouldn't judge focally on politics. Only focus on what got you guys together and meet up and see each other more in the first place. But yeah, I'm ranting. Like I said, I'm not gonna try to edit any of this. I'm gonna keep this as unedited as I possibly can. So if you made it this far, give it a thumbs up, like it, comment down below your thoughts on this video. Like I said, I'm always interested in, wanting to know where people stand on certain things and situations. And, for me, I'm a very hyper energetic, very hands-on, active person who just likes to just keep grinding on success and just keep improving myself and becoming better. And hopefully you found something on this, learned something new from this. I know when I go back and look at this, I'm gonna learn more stuff about myself, which I probably already know, but it's always good to go back and see what I did wrong and what I need to do better on, and what I did right, and that I should stick to. But yeah, let me know down below what you think, and I will see you guys in another video.